Little more than half a century ago, Lake Tomarata was one of the best examples of native biodiversity in the Auckland region. But the intentional introduction of invasive species like rudd and tench has had a destructive effect on the lake's water quality. Auckland Council freshwater ecologist Belinda Studholm says they've feasted on the native submerged plants and kakahi freshwater mussels, which play an important role in filtering the lake's water.
The kakahi are filtering out bacteria and sediment out of the water column, and the freshwater plants that sort of form this meadow over the bottom would be sort of binding up all the sediment so that it doesn't get re-suspended when it's windy or when there's boats.
Every 50 metres, gill nets are cast in an attempt to undo the work of Stuart Smith. According to Smith's own personal records, he illegally introduced more than 15,000 fish across New Zealand's freshwater systems between the 60s and late 2000s. Waikato University Associate Professor Nick Ling says Smith targeted Lake Tomarata in January 1971.
He was from the UK and he was a mad keen coarse fisherman, and he thought that New Zealand needed these species to make it a little piece of England, and so he was very prolific. He introduced fish into a whole lot of lakes. Some of them didn't take, actually, because the lake didn't support the species, but many of the lakes that did, and now we've got this legacy problem, including things like koi carp in the Waikato River.
Nick Ling says they're starting to see an improvement after 3 years, setting in excess of 35 kilometres of gill net in that time.
And our modelling suggests that we have removed more than 95% of the population. And so we are just going to keep up the pressure, and hopefully we can fish them to extinction. But even if we can't get every last fish, at least we can suppress the population to a point where we start to see recovery of the water quality and the biodiversity values of the lake.
Increasing the population of kakahi freshwater mussels is key to that. Just one can filter a litre of water in an hour, meaning large beds of kakahi could potentially filter a small lake in a few days. Nick Ling says the native molluscs could be an ally in cleaning up New Zealand's waterways.
There's various people looking at that, whether we can reintroduce, whether we can breed freshwater mussels and reintroduce them into lakes in order to increase that population to get to a critical density where they start to have that effect.
The team of about 10 people, not afraid to get their hands dirty, trying to collect the pest fish from the nets. The mangled fish heads make for easier removal, thanks to one of nature's helping hands, the lake's eels. The final step is handing the fish to a local organic farmer, who uses them as fertiliser for his organic farm. Hopefully, though, the farm won't be getting the buckets of pest fish for too much longer.